Smudger, he's an interesting case. A green narrow gauge tank engine who made a single appearance in Season 4, and became memorable for this brief scene. Since his debut, he's become quite popular than he was intended to be. Last year, I was asked if I was going to cover a theory that says Smudger has an Awdry counterpart named Jennings, who is a model created by the Reverend Wilbert Awdry and was featured on his Mark 1 mid-sorter railway layout, likely as a spare in case one of his other models failed at expeditions. In some photos, she appears to be the railway's number 7. But is she the Awdry counterpart of Smudger? Well, that's what I want to dive in today's video. Before we get started, whether you believe the theory that Jennings is the Awdry version of Smudger is true or not, that's perfectly fine. You are allowed to think the theory in any way you want. Okay, let's actually get started. So there are only two reasons why some believe this theory to be true. The first being that both Jennings and Smudger, like Renee's, share the same basis as their real-life counterpart, Harlequin number 2, Doldock. The second reason is that both Jennings and Smudger work on the mid-sorter railway, and that's really it. As far as I've seen, these are the only reasons this theory could be true. While Jennings and Smudger share the same railway and design, Jennings lacks a story that parallels Smudger's. In fact, she doesn't have a story at all. She was just a model the Reverend himself created without any defined personality or backstory. The Awdry character who truly parallels Smudger's story is Stan Lee. Now, while he and Smudger are different designs, making them visually different, they, however, share similarities. Both were the MSR's number 2, both rode roughly, which made them tend to come off the rails. Both never seem to care about the mistakes they make.
Listen, Dookie, who worries about a few spills? We do here, I said, but Smudger just laughed.
Listen, bud, he drawled. In the States, we don't care a dime for a few spills. We do here, I said. But he just laughed.
And lastly, both were turned to a piece of machinery as punishment, Stanley into a pumping engine, and Smudger into a generator. Now, the only difference between Smudger and Stanley is that Stanley's fate was more elaborate. While Stanley was a generator in the Railway Series universe, he was moved to the Crosney Howard mine, and it was by 1946 he broke down, which flooded the mines, with him in it, as this passage in the iOS book describes. And it's unknown if Smudger faced the exact same fate in the TV show, but there's a chance that he likely did, but also a chance that he likely didn't. Another thing is that Smudger was only made due to budget constraints. When production of Season 4 was going on, the modelers didn't want to make another model from the ground up, which would have been Stan Lee. So they just grabbed Renee's model, painted him in green, and slapped a set of different faces. The overall point here is that it's just a coincidence that both Jennings and Smudger happen to share similarities with each other, as it's likely, when making Smudger, the modelers of the TV show didn't have Jennings in mind. So, what do I think? While this theory is interesting, and I can definitely see this working for a headcanon or an alternate universe, I don't think this theory is true. Even though both Jennings and Smudger share similarities with each other, these factors aren't enough to convince me that Jennings is Smudger's counterpart, as the factors for why this could be true doesn't have anything in depth to them. Unlike when comparing Smudger's story to Stan Lee's, is where I find it more convincing that Stan Lee is the Awdry counterpart of the character, as both almost share the same narrative structure and story. But what do you all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to give a big thanks to the comments of my community post and those who responded to my Discord server's question of the day in relation to the topic. Despite some of them not being specific or detailed, the responses helped me a lot with this video. Anyways, thank you for watching, have a good day, and cheerio!